That's close enough to 5:30, so we're going to go ahead and call this meeting to order and start. Thank you for being here tonight. And our first order of business is to have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Michael Beaufort.
Remember, thank you. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Our mission statement tonight will be read by Barbara Boyd.
The mission of the Beaufort County Schools team is to enhance the quality of life in our community by nurturing all students and educating them to their fullest potential.
Okay, thank you. Public comment would be next, but I do not believe we have anybody signed up, so we'll move on beyond that to the approval of the agenda. And if you have your computers up and running, you should see the agenda. Did anything need to be changed? No. Everything was changed prior to us coming in, wasn't it, Lisa? Okay.
Move approved.
All right.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, approve the agenda. Board minutes, if you'll pull those up as well, you'll see just a couple sections here, and you've probably had time to read over them by now. So, if you have, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any other questions about those? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, minutes approved, and that carries us to public recognition. And first up tonight, I believe we have the Character Education Award, and Miss P's going to be handling that along with Nicole.
Good evening. The character trait that was recognized in our schools for the month of October was courage. And the nominees at the elementary level were from Chocowinity Middle School, Taylor Cole; from Chocowinity Primary, Vladimir Valeta; from Eastern Elementary, Paxton Boehner; from John Cotton Taylor, Naeem Andrews; from John Small, Dion Davis; from Northeast Elementary, Sean Williams; and from S.W. Snowden, Maria Hernandez. And the winner at the elementary level was Maria Hernandez, if she will come forward. Maria is a third grader at S.W. Snowden. Her parents are Porfirino and Vanessa Hernandez, if they will stand. And she was presented by her teacher, Miss Julie Billups Rattler. If she's here, she will stand as well. Okay. And Miss Rattler wrote, "Maria is a pleasant student that works hard, is diligent in completing assignments, and hardly ever misses a day of school. Recently, she fell while playing outside at home and scraped her face and shoulder pretty badly, as well as chipped her front 2 teeth. She returned to school without worrying what others would say and without being afraid. She had the courage to explain to others what happened when they were standoffish. Although it was very painful, the only time she missed school was to go to the doctor and dentist to have her teeth repaired back to her beautiful smile. She never complained, did her work, and even made up her missing work quickly. She remained strong and showed courage when many other people would not have been able to. We say congratulations to Maria." I'll walk over here and shake your hand.
Congratulations.
Good job, dear.
Yeah, give me a fist bump. Give me that. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
At the middle school level, the nominees were from Chocowinity Middle, Chelsea Waller; from Northeast Elementary, Kayla Nero; from P.S. Jones Middle School, Anthony Thompson; and from S.W. Snowden, Megan Powell. And the winner at the middle school level was Anthony Thompson from P.S. Jones Middle School. If he will come forward. Stand right here. Anthony is an 8th grader at P.S. Jones Middle School. His mother is Miss Susie Oden, if she will stand. And he was presented by his teacher, Miss Jana Ott. Did I say that? If you will stand as well. And she wrote, Anthony joined P.S. Jones late this quarter, moving to a new town, living with new people, and going to a new school. Not only was he doing the best he could to acclimate to these new situations, he did not know anyone in his classes. Within the first couple of weeks, he was having a difficult time adjusting and felt that he was being picked on in my class. He had the courage to come to me and tell me what was happening, and also filled the counselors in on the situation. He shared that people were picking on his hair and clothing and saying, "What are those?" With the help of the counselors and following a seating adjustment in my class, Anthony has gained confidence, catching up on his work, and taking notes in class. It would have been very easy for Anthony to give up and withdraw from his new situation. However, he has shown courage and his willingness to stick with his studies and stay in my class, as well as in coming to me when he was having problems. We say congratulations to Anthony.
Keep up the good work.
At the high school level, the nominees were from the Ed Tech Center, Eric McIver; from Northside High School, Haley Braddy; from Washington High School, Bailey Gerard; and from Southside High School, Casey Swindale. And the winner at the high school level was Haley Braddy from Northside High School, if she will come forward. Okay. Haley is a 9th grader at Northside High School. Her parents are Roger and Tina Braddy, if they will stand. And she was presented by her teacher, Miss Tina Wagman. If she's here, she can stand as well. Miss Wagman wrote, Haley has some physical difficulties, but she has the courage not to let them hold her back. I teach Haley for health and PE, and I'm amazed at the courage she portrays each day. She participates and attempts to do everything all the other students are doing in class. For example, Haley performs each stretch even though she is not able to perform them with complete correctness. I have never heard Haley tell me she would not play a game with the class. She always gets out there and does her best. While we were playing a beach volleyball game in class the other day, she would stand out of the way, but then she really started participating and going for the ball. She doesn't always have the physical ability to keep up with the class, but she keeps up with what she is able to accomplish. I just see a lot of courage in her, and she never uses anything as an excuse or cares what others will say. However, all of my students are always great and encourage her to do her best. We say congratulations to Haley.
Proud of you, young lady.
Great job.
Mm-hmm.
All right, come on. There you go. All right, congratulations.
We'd like to ask all three winners to come back up. We'd like to get a couple of pictures. If you'll just stay. You can bring your certificate with you. This time I'd like to ask to come to the front the custodial team from P.S. Jones Middle School. We're recognizing them for the Clean School Award for October 2015. They had a perfect 100% score. Tim Satchel, Derek Brimage, Tawan Godley, Julian Guilford, and Mark Moore. Congratulations.
Good to see you, buddy.
Thank you.
Good job,
for
guys.
doing such a great job. Thank you.
Appreciate your hard work. I know it's not easy, but we appreciate it. We do.
You're keeping them all straight, right? I try to. There you go.
That's a tough job right there.
You need some of you back.
I think we can do it. Smile, smile. All right.
Congratulations.
Afraid they might hurt.
We also recognize for honorable mention those schools that had a score of 95 or above. And for this month, Chocowinity Middle School had a 99.5. Southside High School, Chocowinity Primary School, and the Ed Tech Center were at 99. Bath Elementary School at 98. Northside High School at 97. John Small Elementary, S.W. Snowden Elementary, both at 96. And Northeast Elementary at 95. Let's give them a round of applause. I'd like to ask the administrative staff from P.S. Jones to come forward. We're going to recognize them. They are being recognized at the state level for earning exemplar recognition for their positive behavioral intervention support program. They'll be recognized at the state level at an awards program that will be going on in Greensboro. Tracy Nixon, Kelly Makepeace, Brianna Williams, and Anthony Bailey. We want to tell you congratulations. I know the reduction that you've seen in discipline through the program has been extraordinary over the years, and you continue to be a model for the state to follow. So we're glad you're representing Beaufort County and look forward. I think that's the same date we're going to be in Greensboro for the School Board Association meeting in the same, so maybe it's part of that too. But we congratulate you and wanted to recognize you and say well done. Good job.
Certainly appreciate the hard work everybody puts in. I know it's not easy.
Thank you so much for doing such a good job.
Basically keep it straight out there. I know y'all do. Y'all do an excellent job.
Congratulations. Thank you for all you're doing.
Watch some of these guys.
Is it on all recognition? That's it.
Yeah.
I think that concludes the recognition portion of our meeting, and now we'll be moving directly into our action items. But we will take a brief pause in the event you decided to come just for the recognition part. And now would be a good time for you to, I guess, if you want to exit, but you're welcome to stay. It's exciting as we go on. We actually had a couple takers today.
Why was Charles here? Did he have a,
Charles? I
he
don't
had a character in it?
I guess he did. I don't-
Yeah, that's.
Okay. I thought she was staying for a second there. Well, as usual, we cleaned out the room pretty quick. We're real good at that, I guess. Let's tell us something about ourselves. First item up for action, makeup days to the school calendar.
We have talked about this. The public is aware of the dates. We needed to come back to formally take care of this through action because of the calendar adjustments. What we're doing is taking October the 30th, which was originally scheduled as a teacher work day, will be a full student day. Also, December the 18th, which is the day right before the Christmas break, was early release. We're going to make that a full day. In previous board action, we had changed June the 9th to a full day for testing requirements that the state has. So we've gone back and looked at our numbers, and provided we don't have large numbers of inclement weather days going into the winter, we'll be okay on our hours with this makeup time. So I just need to have approval. We've already sent this out in terms of notification. I had contacted you all and talked about it for us to have some quick turnaround so the public would know. But what we did not do is we had originally said on the calendar that we were going to use the Wednesday before Thanksgiving as a makeup day, and there's just so much pushback, and I agree. We've tried to preserve that day for folks that want to travel to get out and about. And if we try to do a student day, we were concerned about what the numbers would look like. So we decided to opt for the October 30th work day. So that would be just your approval to make up the time.
So October 30th,
It's Friday.
which is the Friday of this week. Okay.
I have a question. What about the faculty members that worked both of those days?
Those were teacher work days.
Right,
Those
but if they were
optional
going
teacher
to,
work
right,
days.
and if they worked those days, I mean, the two missed days, because they were going to use this as an optional work day, and they were going to be off.
They'll-
They can no longer be off, but are we penalizing them for showing up both of those days?
No, those days they wouldn't be paid for, I mean, unless they took leaves of some kind. The day on the 30th will just be switched. That'll become a student day, and the day that we were out will become a teacher work day. We're required by law to have a certain number of instructional days,
Right.
annual leave days, and stuff like that. That's what we're dealing with here. Just trying to make sure our numbers add up.
And it's August the 30th, and what's the?
October 30th.
October,
This Friday.
this week.
And December the 18th.
They wish it was August 30th. It would already be over with for them.
And Carolyn, those who chose not to work, and they could because it was optional, would have to work out. I mean, either take leave or do something else.
With- yeah,
in that
right.
situation.
Teacher assistants.
Yeah, that's where I keep getting the teacher assistants are the ones
The
always
last day
are
of-
confusing
before Christmas
to
break was
me.
going to be a half day, and it's now going to be a full day.
Or-
Yeah, I see him looking, so we'll let him explain.
I mean, we mixed up too. There's no easy answer. First of all, when we change the 2 days, you're just swapping a student day for a teacher work day. So it's as if nothing happened. I mean, nothing has changed other than the date of the teacher work day versus the date of the student day. But let's just assume for the sake of argument that we have a teacher work day. On a teacher work day, if there's inclement weather, then our policy states that we have a series of options for most of our employees. If you're a teacher assistant and you earn comp time, for example, and you're not able to get here because there's an issue with inclement weather, then you can use your comp time that you've accumulated to pay for that day. But there are certain times, if we have an inclement weather day and it's the last day of the month that payroll is due and there's not enough hours in the week to make up the time, then those are the times when people get caught and they just simply go with 2 or 3 hours or a day without pay. For the majority of time, you can either make up the time, use annual leave, use comp time. There are lots of different options. And what we've done is we've tried to explain to folks when you can take those options and when you can use them. So for most people, most of the time, at the bare minimum, they can work something out to make it up. But there's always going to be one or two exceptions. If I have multiple jobs, for example, that doesn't apply to me because we're not going to make up child nutrition or bus driving. If kids don't come, we're not going to run the bus, for example. I can't make that up. I mean, there are going to be some positions like that where you can't make up those hours.
I was talking about the teachers.
Well, but some of those drive buses. If they do that, you may be able to make up the teacher assistant time, but you can't make up the bus time.
So they just lose out.
They do.
Some of those hours.
Yeah, they just do.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And in the old days, we were going after 180 days, as you all probably recall. And now it's either 185 required as a minimum number of instructional days or 1,025 instructional hours, and we're doing the 1,025. And going back and looking, I think our lowest number in terms of a school, and they vary depending on starting and ending time and what they do during the day, the lowest number was like 1,080. So we've got a little bit of a cushion. But I think there's also a message that you send to the public if you miss consecutive days like that and you just don't make them up. We want to make sure that students have as much instructional time as we can have in the classroom.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Chairman, I move to accept the superintendent's recommendation.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions about that? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, happy makeup days. Field trips, should have an attachment that shows, I believe there's only one field trip.
We only have one.
Yeah, one field trip.
Field trip 7487 with the early college, and technically this falls outside of their school calendar area, so it may not technically be a traditional type school field trip, but because they're leaving from the school and they're going as a school group, wanted you all to be aware of it. Again, even though it's in June, that's after the early college schedule ends and summer is going on for them. They'll be taking a charter bus with a trip, 3-day tour to Washington, D.C. I just wanted you to be aware of that and seeking your approval.
And there's enough
There.
adults listed here covered, so.
And are some of these going to be seniors that have graduated by that time? I mean, they're going to be, are they being allowed to go as well?
I'm not sure. I can check on that for you. I don't know.
Because technically, they still wouldn't be our student. They will have graduated, but I hope they were given the opportunity to go.
Right.
We'll
Yeah.
find out, make sure.
Carrying a good sized group.
Move approval.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion and a second on the field trips. There's no other questions. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we approved that one, and I'll just let you follow up with Don as far as your question.
I hadn't had anybody ask about it. I was just
Yeah,
curious, because
sure.
sometimes when trips happen after the end of a school year, if you graduated,
Mm-hmm.
then you're not really allowed to participate because you're not a student anymore. But
Okay.
on a trip like that, you'd like for, if they've done their time at the school, you'd like for them to be able to go.
I like the way you put that.
Done their
If
time. I
they've done their
know.
time.
I'm sorry.
Okay. She
Didn't mean it that
she-
way.
Yeah, she didn't mean it like it sounds. I would-
That's probably how you think of it.
Parents may.
There are days, yeah.
Parents may. Okay, I'll entertain a motion at this time to go into closed session.
We got one more.
We got
Are
one more thing.
On here?
Right there.
Yes, we do. Award for excellence, and I guess that's you too, Don.
I mentioned earlier that the North Carolina School Board Association, their annual conference is going to be going on in Greensboro in November. We have an opportunity to recognize board members, county commissioners, different folks for a variety of things. And I've submitted, but I need your approval for it to be a full submission to recognize the Beaufort County Board of Education for their work in what we're calling Operation Graduation, to target the work that's been done. As you all know, we've raised the graduation rate from 58-point-something% in 2006 up to in the low 80s now. And wanted to highlight some of the things that you all have done through approvals and allowing the school district to put different activities in place. And Michelle Oros is working with us. It's a small application. We have to try to say a lot in a few number of words, but on that, we have to be able to say that we've come to you all, and you all are aware that we're submitting it. And hopefully, during that award session, Beaufort County will be recognized for the work that the board has done in conjunction with a lot of personnel working. But the Operation Graduation is what we're calling this in terms of getting that rate up. So.
All right. So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Yeah, I figured I'd get a quick motion on that one. Do what, Mike?
Hey.
How can we refuse?
Yeah, I said we'll get a quick motion on that. So we have a motion and a second. Any questions about that? I guess not. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thanks, Don.
Okay.
Now we'll entertain a motion to go into closed session.
I move that we go into closed session pursuant to General Statute 143-318.11, A1, to prevent disclosure of confidential personnel files under General Statute 115C-321, and to formulate and/or adopt the school safety components of school improvement plans.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to go into closed session. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we're in closed session. Okay, we're back in open session, and the first item up is to approve the personnel agenda that was just reviewed with the notation of 4B as a checkoff on that, okay?
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, personnel agenda is approved. And that's going to take us into some updates. And first thing let's look at is the calendar. And I think it's just our 2 November meetings to begin with, which are the 9th and the 23rd. But you had another one. Or
Yeah, I want to ask you all about the 30th of November. You know that in the month of November, late November, we normally have the principals come in and do their school improvement plans.
Okay.
And we're sort of in a transition period because next year is the year that we go through accreditation, and when we go through the advanced ed accreditation, we have to start putting all of our school improvement information into their system. So we're in between systems right now. What I've asked the principals to be prepared to do, and we didn't have a date yet, but what they're going to do on the presentations is to talk about school-wide strengths and weaknesses and what the goals are. And then there'll be a school improvement plan that we'll have related to that. Prior to that, when we meet on the 9th, we have 2 schools that we have to do low-performing school improvement plans. I've mentioned to you already John Small and SW Snowden. We're going to have them present on the 9th of November, so that really would reduce our presentation down to 12. And if we limit to 7 minutes per person, we can get you in and out in one night, get it all taken care of November the 30th, and take care of that work, if that would work for you.
How does that work for everybody?
Just need to know beginning time if that would work for you.
So you want to do that math again? How many minutes you going to allow them?
What'd you say?
Well, if we did
November
10
30th.
minutes, 10 from
Right.
person getting up, sitting down,
Right.
next person coming, you're looking at 120, you're looking at 2 hours open and close.
We usually have 2 meetings.
But we're going to do it in one.
Yeah,
4
we
o'clock
did it last year. Yeah.
It's 4 o'clock to
On the
her?
9th.
No, because I'm going to tell you, if we plan for 2 hours, you can count on 2.5 because some people don't know how to keep up with 10 minutes.
We can have them at 10 minutes.
We're going to have a timer, Lisa says, okay?
Don't they knock something like that when,
I'll make it work.
during a boxing match, you hear this,
On the
10
3rd.
seconds left?
Yeah, sometimes they punch after the bell.
I think the 7 minutes, they can get their message
4
across.
o'clock on the
Yeah.
30th.
Is
No,
4
the-
too early for
The 9th is a
anyone?
regular
Let's-
meeting, and the 23rd would be a regular,
Okay.
character
Butch?
ed and stuff.
You okay?
Yeah.
Or give us a time.
No, that's good.
And that's okay.
I got plenty of vacation saved up for the rest of the year. So.
Okay.
I don't. My boss will not let me take vacation time.
Wow.
We'll talk to him after this.
Yeah, you need to.
Or her, is it her, or him?
Me.
In the mirror?
It's me, so.
If we can look at December, we normally combine the 2 meetings that we have in December, and we do the dinner
Just have
afterwards.
one meeting for December.
That will be December the 14th, which is already scheduled for a board meeting date, but we normally start that a little bit earlier, and go ahead and do the meeting, and then have dinner, and then let you get on your way.
Would we want to do as early as 4 o'clock? I don't want to hit Butch twice here with early meetings.
Hey, you got plenty of vacation
You
time.
got to say
Okay.
you have vacation time.
I know, but I'm trying to still look out for him a little bit here.
We'll do character ed and all that same meeting, right?
Yeah.
4 o'clock.
All right, 4 o'clock on.
And then we'll do
the-
dinner to
If y'all
follow.
can do it.
And then
Yeah.
eat after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did Barbara, did you say something about something earlier?
No, I was just saying if we started the meeting at 4, 3 seemed like, but hey, you know, I go slow.
Oh, if you start, we'll be doing public recognition and all.
Yeah,
We
it'll
won't
be a-
start it too early for the kids to get here.
Yeah, it'll be a regular meeting. That's the only thing, since it's going to be our one
But
meeting.
that'd be
It's 4.
nice for them to come around here at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, they should be able to make that
Is
okay.
4 enough time if somebody from Snowden or Southside
Yeah.
pushing it? Well, we could push the actual recognition further down on the
If we
agenda
see
then.
that. But since we
Okay.
want to have the dinner afterwards, let's just go ahead and get in and get
Yeah,
out.
and just make that further down pending on
Okay. So
who
you,
they are.
so the meetings we're looking at on November are the 9th at 4:30, the 23rd at 5:30, the 30th at 4, and then the one meeting in December.
Let's
Anything
put our
for-
Christmas wish in for our December meeting to be a very light agenda.
Now, see, he already knows we're combining
Here,
two
Sarah's
meetings into
passing.
one. Okay, in November, we're meeting on the 9th.
Don't hurt the
at-
wish.
I hear you. The 9th at 4:30,
Okay.
the 23rd at
They didn't like
5:30.
your idea, I'm sorry.
Okay. The 30th at 4 PM. And then jump over to, well, actually, since that's the 30th, you have to jump over to December. And December will be the 14th at 4 PM.
Yep.
With the dinner afterwards.
Now, the other activity we have that I want to highlight is Thursday, the 12th of November, is the Ag Expo that we're doing at the Bob Martin Center. And again, we want to invite any of you to come out and take a look at that, see what's going on.
Okay.
At
What's the
9:30 to 1:30.
Yeah, 9:30 to 1:30.
And isn't there something
Okay.
going on at Goose Creek with 5th and 6th graders
That is next Thursday.
next Thursday?
And I'm not sure there's anybody I'm seeing here, but anybody that's involved with the Energy Committee has a meeting on the 4th of November at 1 o'clock here.
Mr. Chairman,
What
I just
time,
want to,
Terry?
It's at, that's right, you do it, the meeting is on the 4th of November at 1 o'clock. Here.
That's what meeting?
It's the Energy Committee. If you don't normally come, don't worry about it.
Oh, no.
Although you're welcome to come,
I understand.
yeah.
but I understand with Mike too,
But he's invited if he'd like to come.
but what I wanted,
That is correct. I hold nothing back.
From dental surgery.
Right, okay. Yes, sir, Matt.
speaking of the Ag Expo, I'd just like to go on record and I want to thank Sarah, Wendy, Lisa, Dr. Phipps, and any other central office staff that I may have missed, because they have put in a huge amount of time on this thing. And this is not only just Beaufort
I
County,
know.
this is 6 other counties, and we're working with all these other folks.
Trying to
And
coordinate.
it has not been a honeymoon, I can tell you that.
You mean
It's been a
everybody
learning
doesn't?
experience.
You mean everybody doesn't agree, Matt?
They just think differently, that's all. But anyway, we're gonna make it. It's
And that's going to be
on-
held at the Bob Martin
Right.
Center. I heard that.
But it's gonna be
So-
okay.
So we don't have to worry about rain or shine.
No, we're gonna be covered.
That's
We're gonna be
correct.
covered, and every child's gonna get fed, and every child's gonna get the T-shirt,
All right.
and anything else is gravy.
How many participants do you have, do you think?
Right now, it looks like we're gonna have about 1,200 students.
It's a lot that goes. I know
That's
that.
super.
It's
Is
a
everybody gonna do
lot.
ice cream?
Yeah, there's gonna be ice cream. Yes, there,
Plenty of ice cream.
you might get 2 cups of ice cream if you show up.
And
I think we'll
ice-
have plenty of ice cream.
And I can vouch the ice cream's good.
Yeah, so if y'all can come that day,
Oh,
we'd love to have
Be
you.
there.
You can't
Um,
come for all of it.
Anything else on calendar? Board member updates? I just have one request, but I'll let everybody go before if you have anything. Actually, I'm glad Sarah's here because I think the request might come to you. Can we have the schools, I know we do it occasionally, but have the schools respond in on any activities that they have, at least between now and the end of the year, i.e. any programs they have around Thanksgiving and Christmas for those board members that would like to attend? Because I go on the website, but a lot of schools don't list what they're doing, and then I find out a day afterwards when they ask me why wasn't I there.
That's the problem we've run into as well.
I know.
They get every effort and they know how.
I know, but you know what I'm saying. They don't all put it on the website, because I'll go to the schools and look, but there'll be no activity schedule, and then you'll find out, like Friday, I'll be at Snowden because of an awards event they're having, but I know about that one. So, just so if we want, if there's some that the board members would like to attend, I know they're gonna be having
They have a
Christmas
lot of,
plays.
they have a
and-
lot of holiday programs.
holiday stuff.
And
So
some of them
yeah.
are doing a great job of keeping their website their
Yeah.
page updated, and some are a little behind.
Right, so just, at least from now through Christmas, we'll cover that, and then we'll talk about it after that. But if you want to, just something you can email board members if you can find out anything, so we don't miss anything.
I do know Northeast is doing their
Okay.
fall festival tomorrow night. We got rescheduled from everybody being sick last week. And Bath's annual fall festival has been going on for years. It's for Thursday night, so.
Yeah, and I will say, this board cost me my job. I will miss pizza bingo, because we have a board meeting tonight. They've scheduled pizza bingo at CPS. So I don't get to call bingo, and I miss my free pizza. So thank you very much for taking that job from me. Just, hopefully Alicia Vosberg is not looking, so I'm just kidding. Anyway, I'm good. Superintendent updates?
Just want to let you know, last Friday afternoon, we had the formal presentation of the 9 AEDs. I mentioned this to you when we were meeting at Northside and working with Cindy Edwards, we're going to figure out where they need to be, but that will be 9 additional units. Some of our high schools had 3. I was not aware what the numbers look like, but there'll be training that goes along with that and support from Vidant. So we're very grateful for their generous support in this show that allows us to put these in staff. We hope we never have to use them, but for staff, visitors, students, anyone, if the need were to arise, we'll have trained people and the equipment there to be able to respond. So we're grateful to Vidant and the work that they're doing with us.
Anybody else have anything they'd like to share with us? If not,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I hear a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
You're out of here.